Bill, what the hell happened last night?
Dan, it's astounding. And, I mean, just to kind of give you a sense of how this went down, Luke Walton concluded his pregame media availability, which, every game at 5:45 p.m. in Los Angeles, he talks for 10 or 15 minutes. And everybody kind of assumed this was the last time. So there was kind of a somber tone from Luke. And Magic Johnson was kind of lingering, and he comes over and says, and kind of jokes to the PR person, "When do I get to go?" And then he kind of takes a beat and goes, "No, I'm going to go." And he holds out his hand. She tries to stop him, and he gets behind the podium and says he's quitting. It was absolutely surreal and unlike anything I've ever seen. Picking through the pieces of this, it's something we're going to probably be doing for a long time. But, the fact that he didn't talk to Jeannie Buss beforehand and said basically that he thought it would be too emotional and that he thought that, she would talk him out of it. Once he put himself on the record in front of the media, in front of all those cameras, there really was no backing out. So he talked for 40 minutes, tried to leave, stopped and talked for another 20 minutes, and then said he was going to go try to go find Jeannie and talk to her. It was unlike anything I've ever seen and probably will ever see again, especially when you consider the figure that we're talking about here, the stature that Magic Johnson has in Los Angeles with the Lakers, the job he was hired to do, the job he has done. I think there's a lot to hold on to if you want to criticize the job Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka have done. But the bottom line is they did emerge with LeBron James. He's under contract for 3 more years. That is a pretty decent starting block. But now it's going to be back to the drawing board for the Lakers, who really are now kind of in this. I view it kind of as a chance for Jeannie Buss to kind of get it right this time after kind of reaching for what was the comfortable choice in Magic last time, but really a pretty staggering moment.
But you have the Lakers, they whiffed on free agents here, and I always wondered, was Magic the right guy? Because this was about Magic Johnson and his personality, his competitiveness, and he couldn't help himself. He was like, "We're getting Paul George." You're like, "You're not allowed to say that." And then, "We're trading for Anthony Davis." No, you can't do that right now. It felt like he every loss was his loss instead of it being, "Hey, we're just going to figure this out. This is all about just understanding who we have and players who are going to be in it for the long haul or not, and then we can assess this when the season is over." I was preaching that the entire season, and then all of a sudden it felt like they panicked and they go, "You know what? We're not going to make the playoffs. Let's get Anthony Davis in here." And then all of a sudden, you got Luke Walton's job in jeopardy. Then you got all the injuries here. If it could go wrong, it did go wrong. Amazing.
Yeah, and I think you're right about the personality as well. I mean, you go back to last summer, there was that lengthy summer league interview where he basically laid out his vision for why he thought the team was put together correctly with ball handlers and going against shooters. And there was kind of an incredible, I thought, hubris with the way the team was constructed, despite everyone kind of raising their hands saying, "Hey, wait a minute. You don't have shooters around LeBron James. You're bucking the convention that has gotten him to 8 straight finals. Are you sure you know what you're doing?" And then during the World Series, he's on the World Series broadcast and says, "Yeah, I got LeBron James this summer. And you know what? Next summer, I'm going to get another free agent. I'm going to get another superstar." And you just don't hear that. And there was, there was a video that was circulating online a couple of weeks ago in contrast of the way Magic Johnson was talking versus the way Jerry West talks. And the way, Jerry West would say, you don't talk about how great you are. You let the job do your talking. I was never comfortable in the spotlight. And then you contrast that with the way Magic behaved, and it's just the way he is wired, which was great for a player, and maybe it's great for his businesses. That it always struck a very strange note coming from the big chair of a basketball team, particularly one that wasn't winning. And so, the Lakers are going to hit reset here. And as it pertains to Luke Walton, Dan, I think you have felt like he got a little bit of a raw deal this season, or was set to get a raw deal.
Yeah.
It sure sounds like Magic is stepping down so Jeannie can keep her guy in place, which I'm not. And I've been a supporter of Luke Walton as well, but I'm not entirely sure that's great business either. Like, you have to make the right business decision and stand by it and move forward. You you can't quit so your best friend doesn't have to fire somebody she loves if the feeling in the building is that you need to make a replacement. It's just a very strange, messy situation. I mean, it's 7 a.m. in LA. I think we kind of thought that we'd be getting a Luke Walton announcement around now before this Magic thing happened. And now nobody knows what's going to happen.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.